So, crew's quarters. The elevator didn't even move. Okay, we got the port observation deck, we got some other decks, and the men's restroom. There's not even a mirror in here. Like, compared to the rest of the ship, this looks a little, almost prison-y, to be honest. Very little love given to this room. Like, what about the rest of the crew quarters, though? Kind of looks the same. Very strict. Functional, but also comfortable, in a way. Like, look at this.
Chef surprise again? Come on, Rupert.
I'm sorry, Princess. Filet mignon and caviar coming right up. Let me just get out my doilies.
That'd be real nice, Mr. Garnder.
Sweet. Finally some interaction between the crew. But yeah, look at this. It's functional and comfortable at the same time, right? You can understand that. The toilet, on the other hand, is very sanitary and pretty much... What is this stuff down here, though? Are these soap bars, or... What is this? Why is it only on that side and not on the rest of the... on the shower? That's weird. Whatever. Like, look, all of this is... I mean, it makes it very easy to clean everything. Wait a minute. They didn't clean the sink. It's dirty. Disgusting. Okay. Yeah, to be honest, it makes it very easy to clean everything because you can just spray all of it immediately. And there are no corners where the water could just collect all the time. Even below the sink, you can just clean everything. I mean, in terms of maintenance, it's definitely good. You can just flood the whole room and everything's good. But, it just doesn't look nice. There needs to be a different kind of color pattern in here. It's just too metal-y, too whitey, too whatever. There needs to be some contrast, and there definitely needs to be some mirrors in here. Or wait a minute. Maybe you're not supposed to look in the mirror in here. Maybe you're just supposed to use it immediately. No.
Shepard, the men's restroom is on the port side of the ship.
Quick question. Both of those look the same. Why do we even differentiate between all of that? Aren't we like somewhere in the future? Shouldn't we have like 2 bathrooms, both of them unisex or whatever? Wouldn't that make much more sense? Huh. I mean, we have species that propagate with 2 different genders, right? Well, sexes, actually. Not genders. But still, wait a minute. Look at the icon of it. It's not symmetric. Is the other one also this way? Yes. That's an interesting one. Okay, but this is the only room that actually has a little label right next to it. The only way we know what kind of room it is. Wait, it says it right up there. Women's restroom. Reading helps. Starboard observation and crew quarters. Yes.
Oh, she's a cutie. How old?
She'll be a year old next month.
Oh, you'll miss her first birthday.
Well, my family lives in New Canton.
Oh, that colony's on the edge of the frontier. Could be vulnerable to collector attack, couldn't it?
Exactly. It's most important that she have a first birthday. That's why I'm here.
Right. So... Can't talk to them now. Wow. Crew quarters. Right next to the extremely loud ESO core. Whatever this thing is. Yeah. they really wanted to give the crew a huge headache if they wanted to make them sleep. Like, you could put the shower in here. Maybe. If water and ESO actually mix as well. But the crew quarters actually have to go somewhere where the where there is a little bit more silence. I wouldn't put it right next to the drive core. Just because they're crew doesn't mean they should like sleep in a somewhat uncomfortable kind of location. Also, yes, we are the captain, we get like the most comfortable kind of lounge, whatever. But wouldn't it be better to have like a community lounge that can be accessed or like well, let's not say rented, but can be used by the whole crew every now and then? That would actually make a lot more sense. Alright, so let's see, we got all of this stuff done, and then we are going to talk to the rest of the crew, especially Mr. Garnder. Wait, what did I just... Was this... Yes.
Commander Shepard, the hero of the Citadel. You did humanity proud that day. Mass Sergeant Rupert Gardner here. How can I be of service?
Wait. How can I be of service?
You have everything you need.
I make do. But have you ever tried to prepare a decent meal with military provisions? I'm good, but I'm no miracle worker. Taking down the collectors is going to be rough business. The crew deserves a few fine meals before they throw themselves into the fire.
They're not supposed to burn themselves. Not yet, at least.
What do you need?
If I had some quality ingredients... Oh, shit. You've got more to worry about than grocery shopping on the Citadel. Forget I mentioned it.
Just give me the list.
If I head that way, I'll keep an eye out.
Much appreciated. Most of this list is probably standard fare for those namby-pambies on the Citadel. Anything else you'd like to talk about?
Why was he getting lit immediately? That was weird.
You have everything you need.
If you happen to find any of those supplies on the list I gave you, it would be much appreciated. Otherwise, I'm doing fine.
Right. So, somehow, someone activated a light next to him, and I don't know why. What's his responsibility?
What do you do here on the Normandy?
What don't I do? Most think of me as the ship's cook, but I'm also the facilities technician and custodian. HVAC, plumbing, non-mission critical electrical. I make sure they're all clean and running.
That is a lot.
So the man cleaning the toilets is also preparing the meals.
I wash my hands most of the time. This ain't no luxury liner. You have to pull your own weight in a Cerberus vessel, and I catch what falls through the cracks. Through the cracks.
Oh boy, that's a good one. Alright.
How do you feel about working for Cerberus?
Damn proud. Cerberus gets the job done. The Alliance and Council have got their heads buried so deep up their butt puckers they can't see squat. It'll take good old human ingenuity to crush these collector vermin. Only Cerberus knows that.
How did you find your way into Cerberus?
Can you believe I was once a family man, working the ESO rigs along the frontier? I was happy enough, but losing everything to Batarian raiders can change your outlook. I needed to make a difference. I'm no soldier, but I've got skills, and Cerberus keeps an eye out for talent. I'll do whatever it takes to help, be that plumbing a sewer, routing an air duct, or keeping everyone's bellies full.
That is a very respectable work that you...
I won't take any more of your time.
Back to work.
Nice. Garner, you're the good one. Okay. I can kind of understand why there are trash cans in here, but why are the trash cans looking like Earth trash cans and not like space trash cans? It looks like a trash can, sure, it can be immediately seen this way, but come on. There's also a cooking pot in here. How would you... It looks like a normal Earth kitchen, right? Everything going downwards, standing there. The space kitchen actually needs to look a little different. I mean, it does have certain... Well, I mean, we do have artificial gravity. We shouldn't really compare Lane about that, but it's still kind of weird. I mean, sure, we got like tables and chairs and whatnot, but... I do kind of miss the zero gravity shenanigans that a spaceship actually has. Because the way it's designed is somewhat different from a normal room. Because there's like... the normal layout or like direction of a room does not exist in space. Like, the ceiling could be the floor, and the walls could be the floor, and everything could be the floor, basically. Which means everything can be a wall, and therefore behave like a wall. So you can put compartments all over the place. And on a ship, you need space, yes. Yeah, you do need space, and for now it does kind of make sense, but still, how would you design a space kitchen? What do we got here? Main battery.
A gunnery officer is required to access the gunnery control station.
Okay, so we need a gunnery officer. Who's that? But alright, let's just check the medical labs. Oh, sweet. I mean, it's kind of nice that you have some UI labeling of things, but it's also kind of surprising that you can actually read the labels. I mean, it kind of feels obvious, right? So you see this one, it's SR2 Normandy, yes, a label for the ship, server room, medical lab. But how often did you actually use this information to navigate in a space? Usually what you do is you open up your map and then you right click somewhere. We cannot mark anything, by the way. Yeah, and you just use your navigation skills this way, but you don't actually use the information of the world in order to know where you're going. You use like something like this. This one tells me it's Dr. Chakwas. Again? That's surprising.
What's this area of the ship?
The sick bay. It is equipped to provide short-term emergency care. In the event of critical injury, personnel must be transferred to a fully equipped medical facility.
And this is fully equipped. What's this? Sounds like space. Looks like space desk.
Access to the AI core is restricted.
Sure. Ah, look at this. This looks like a futuristic space. I wanted to say space bed, but this is not. Yeah, it's like a. Look at that. It has the machine for scanning injured personnel. It looks different, right? And then you have this one here with a little bit more operational things. Yeah. Wow. Is there even a... Kodiak. Ah, it's a really, really sharp needle there. Alright. So... yeah, you could do a decent amount of operations, but... the hospital beds definitely look different. Same as this one, same as the other stuff. This looks like a futuristic hospital. And why, oh why, do we have paperwork on this? Huh? Oh, this is a zero paperwork. There are books, and there's like... I mean... it makes sense. This is exactly how a doctor's office looks like. But we are in space. This one has to be exchanged with like digital files systems like this one here. or at least changed so that it is like a model of a human being or something like that. Yeah, like a three-dimensional body of a human, where you can see the organs and nervous systems and whatever, something like that. That would make an awful lot of sense. And then you can look at it and maybe see like some injuries of a person. Maybe read some files there as well, but it is all done digitally. That would make an awful lot more sense. But right, let's talk to Chakwas.
Commander Shepard, I watched the Normandy crumble with you on board. It's good to see you alive.
Ah, and why are you here?
I'm shocked. You're serving on a Cerberus vessel now?
Surprising, even to me. Yet, here I am. The kind of trauma you endured would have changed most people. But not you, I see. Welcome back, Shepard.
Ah, welcome back too. You need anything?
Do you have everything you need?
I believe so. This medical bay seems very much like the sick bay on the original Normandy. Only thing missing are my private reserves. I even had a bottle of Serrice Ice Brandy that I was saving for a special occasion.
Ah, I'll get you another one.
I'll keep an eye out for a replacement bottle.
Oh, you needn't. It's expensive, and we have much larger concerns ahead.
Yeah, these few credits are good investment and perfect medical care. Why did you leave the Alliance, though?
Doctor, you've been with the Alliance for years. Why leave now?
After the Normandy was lost, the surviving crew was reassigned. I was stationed at the Mars Naval Medical Center, a very respectable position, but it wasn't on a starship.
I can understand that. You need to fly, right?
Colonial military life isn't for you?
I've spent most of my life on warships, never knowing what the next mission might bring. I'm used to the hum of engines, the creaking of bulkheads, that subtle vertigo when the momentum dampeners kick in. Life planetside is just too static, too boring.
Okay. And yeah, you joined the Cerberus.
You're not the Cerberus type, Doctor.
I don't work for Cerberus. I work for you. On a mission that may be crucial to the survival of the human race. I have faith that your dealings with Cerberus will be ethical. I trust you, Commander.
Oh, thank you. Anything about my odds of survival? The scars?
There's a very good chance this mission will be a one-way trip. Are you prepared for that?
I've been through the reclaiming of Shanxi, the Skillian Blitz. We survived the Battle of the Citadel and the destruction of the Normandy together. I've lived a full life. No regrets. I'd like to make sure the crew gets the same opportunity.
Wow. It's almost like we're going to die.
I'll see you later, Doctor.
Commander.
Alright, let's see if she has some more information. And we got the journal update for the Brandy. And 2 more additional Paragon points. Sweet, sweet, sweet.
How may I help you, Commander?
Okay, nothing changed here.
I'll see you later, Doctor.
Commander.
So, let's do that. Okay, yeah, and then there are also Miranda's quarters. Let's just check up on the journal up here. Normandy special ingredients, that's for the cook. And Brandy as well. Good. Good. It still says 500 experience for the next level, and I do not know how much I have right now. Okay, wait a minute. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, let's say 5 Paragon stages. I don't know, that could be more, who knows. But, wait, something's weird. Nope, we are okay. It's just that the eyebrows and the beard still look kind of weird. Alright. Bureaucratic stuff. And Miranda just gets the second best quarters, it seems. Very nice. It does have its benefits. Look at the distance between like the outer hull and the inner hull. There's a huge amount of space in between. I mean, sure, you have to put some glass up here that can actually withstand all of that. But still, it's not just a metal can. It's like very complex structure. Alright, let's just have a little look around before we talk to Miranda. Okay, simple. Wait, what is this? You can't go through here. Okay, quick, wait a minute. Why does she have access to the interior of the ship? Is it because she needs access to it? Or what is going on? Or is this some kind of like technical entry point and it just happens to be here? Like a maintenance kind of. Definitely looks like maintenance to me, yeah. You can access all the pipes from here. And just to make it more useful and not just a pipe room, they turned it into Miranda's quarters, alright. Functional, but stylish.
Commander, what can I do for you?
Well, talk for now.
You have a minute, Miranda?
No doubt you've got a lot of questions. Cerberus isn't as evil as most people believe. If I can help allay any of your concerns, I'd be happy to do so. So, what would you like to know?
Well, first I want to know about you.
Tell me about yourself, Miranda.
Oh, I guess that's fair. I've spent the last 2 years learning everything there is to know about you. Well, you should probably know that I've had extensive genetic modification. Not my decision, but I make the most of it. It's one of the reasons the elusive man handpicked me. I'm very good at just about anything I choose to do.
Right. Genetically modification. And not your choice. Why?
What level of genetic modification are we talking about?
That's very thorough. Physically, I'm superior in many ways. I heal quickly, and I'll likely live half again as long as the average human. My biotic abilities are also very advanced. For a human. Add to that some of the best training and education money can buy, and, well, it's pretty impressive, really.
Okay, so you're supposed to be perfect. Where'd that money come from?
Sounds like you were designed to be perfect.
Maybe, but I'm not. I'm still human, Shepard. I make mistakes like everyone else. And when I do, the consequences are severe. Everyone expects a lot from someone with my abilities.
Mm-hmm. At least, she doesn't come around as cocky right now, right? She does at least know her position and the responsibility that comes with it.
You certainly don't lack for confidence.
It's just a fact. My reflexes, my strength, even my looks, they're all designed to give me an edge. No point in hiding from it. It's the reason I'm trusted to oversee the most dangerous, risky, and technically demanding operations Cerberus undertakes. And it's why I was assigned to you. It's my job to make sure you succeed, Shepard.
Interesting. Okay, this is just the other option.
What
We're going
level
to
of
click
genetic
through here.
modification are we talking about?
That's very thorough. Physically, I'm superior in my biotic ability. Add to that some of the best training and education money can buy, and, well, it's pretty impressive, really.
Thanks for the information, Miranda. I'll talk to you later.
No?
Of course, Commander. Whatever you need.
Wow. And
Commander,
there you go.
what can I do for you?
So, let's get some normal questions in. Normandy status, for example.
Anything I should know regarding the Normandy?
The crew's working well, and the ship appears to be performing to specifications.
Mm-hmm.
What exactly are your duties, aside from keeping an eye on me?
I'm the elusive man's agent. You're his most important asset. My job is to make sure you succeed. Aside from that, I send regular reports to the elusive man, updating our status.
Hmm.
You have a minute, Miranda?
There's a lot to do, Shepard. Maybe another time.
Oh, okay. So you only have one chance to talk to her, so use it.
I'll let you work.
Of course, Commander.
Right. So the whole one chance kind of thing, you should definitely know about this game. Get as much background info as you can out of those people. Or save beforehand. I mean, this is also another option. Right. So this is Miranda and the crew deck thing. Oh, it says crew deck. Sweet. So we are on the third one. Oh, look at this. Depending on what floor it is. The one that's marked. Right. Is in green. And we don't even have time to watch the elevator go up and down. Come on. Monitoring station. Okay, so how does that work? Wait a minute. So there are some turbines turning things. And that could be like air pressure or whatever, but what's going on? More background info. Sweet.
What's this area of the ship?
Normandy's cargo deck. It includes facilities to rearm and repair Normandy's embarked ground vehicle and shuttle.
My last ship didn't need a shuttle. Why do we have one?
This ship is nearly twice the mass of the previous Normandy. It is more difficult to land the ship on high-gravity worlds.
Yeah. Well, we also have a bigger ESO core, so we should have no problem flying that thing. But yeah, the bigger the ship, the bigger the difficulty of connecting it with other stuff. Like, you also have like little boats coming from usually like bigger ships that got the crew to shore. And actually, the big ships could only harbor or land on the harbor. They couldn't really land on a shore side. That's something to keep in mind. They are not made to land on the normal kind of way. Huh. Very interesting idea, actually. Okay, so let's just look around here, see what we can get. We got Engineer Donelly and Daniels. Daniels and Donelly, Donelly and Daniels. Hello there.
You came all the way down here to see us?
You're speaking to our commanding officer.
Yes! We got ourselves some Scottish men. Or maybe Irish, who knows. But I do love this accent, it's amazing. Hello there.
I'm touring the ship, getting to know my crew.
I'm Engineer Ken Donnelly, handling the power control systems. This is Gabby.
That's Engineer Gabriella Daniels, actually. I'm responsible for the propulsion systems.
What can we do for you, Commander?
Wait a minute, she has a slightly different accent.
Are you set up okay down here?
We can't complain. I just wish it didn't take so long to calibrate the FBA arrays.
Kenneth, you're complaining.
What's the issue?
What kind of problems are you having?
When they upgraded the Normandy design, they got a bit sloppy with the FBA couplings. I won't bore you with the tech, but there's an array of attenuators in the primary power transfer system that channels the field bleed.
Kenneth, you're boring the commander with tech. In short, if we had T6 FBA couplings installed, it'd save us a lot of maintenance time each day.
More Russian kind of accent, isn't it? So, we have the heavy accent people down here in the tech row. Very nice. But it's also cool that you... I don't even know. The first time I played this was with the German translation. And German translations are not really known for being dialect heavy or accent heavy. They're usually pretty standard when it comes to the sound of the voice, or like the melody of it, whatever. Which is a little boring, if you ask me. The original English translation, or like voiceover, is always more natural. And it has the dialect, really. And this is the thing that I just love. There's more heart to it, more life. And this is sweet. Okay. Why don't you have them?
Why isn't something like that already installed?
It's probably just a design oversight. Efficiency isn't affected. It's a maintenance issue.
Also, the T6 model can be hard to find. Nash and Stellar Dynamics discontinued them.
We could probably find used ones in the Omega markets, but we have no time for shore leave.
But I do got time for shore leave. Well, let's talk about them in that training.
Where did you receive your training?
Both Gabby and I started in the Alliance, serving on the SSV Perugia.
She flew in the first wave at the Battle of the Citadel. We saw Sovereign firsthand.
Ooh, interesting. And you left the Alliance still?
Why did you leave the Perugia?
After you died, that weasel Udina backslid on the Reaper Menace.
They discounted Sovereign as an isolated threat, as a single...
Which was bullshit. They said your warnings of a greater danger were mistaken or delusional.
We lost respect for Alliance leadership. We need to fight the real enemy, and only Cerberus seem to be doing that.
Well, they try to at least, as best as they can. So, Ken joining Cerberus.
How did you wind up with Cerberus, Ken?
Once you were gone, the Alliance brass descended like vultures, tearing apart everything you'd said. I was very public with my defense for you. I didn't hold back.
That's an understatement. If Kenneth wasn't such a talented engineer, they'd have court-martialed him for insubordination.
But it got me noticed by the elusive man. He made an offer, and here I am.
Oh, sweet. But, you know, you don't have to be that positive about a person. We don't know each other yet. But it's nice that we got at least a little bit of backing. So, Gabby.
So why did you join, Gabby?
Kenneth and I have been partners in crime since we graduated from Tech Academy. When he got the Cerberus offer, I insisted that it include me. He'd fall apart without me.
Thanks, Mum.
Also, I love engines, and the Normandy is state-of-the-art. When I got the opportunity to work on her, I had to jump.
Aww, sweet. Feelings on Cerberus, and opinions.
What do you think about Cerberus?
Actually, we don't know much about the organization other than the Normandy team. We know our mission and who's in charge.
We're off to kick the collectors right in their daddy bags. That's enough for me.
Right. Let's just check on this one real quick again.
Okay down here?
Outside of those T6 FBA couplings we mentioned, we're doing fine.
I bet you could find them in the Omega markets if you wanted to help us out.
Anything else?
Right. Nothing.
Carry on.
Will do, Commander.
Heavy accent. It's amazing. There's just one, well, maybe a few more games. But I can't really name any other game that is using accents, at least in the German translation of it. And it's just, yeah, the old Baldur's Gate. That one had an amazing German accent. That was really good. And Dawn of War, yeah, that was perfect. But other than those two, most of the other stuff sounds like, ugh. There's a certain amount of heart that's just missing.
What can we do for you, Commander?
Nothing anymore. Right.
Area.
Will do, Commander.
So it doesn't really matter who I trigger the talk, or who I start the talk
I'm amazed
with.
Shepard came down to see us.
I told you he would.
Yes. I have a tendency to explore everything.
What's this area of the ship?
This is main engineering, which contains the ship's main fusion plant and Mass Effect core.
Wow. And there we have the big one. Extremely light, and it vibrates a lot. Okay, we got some pipes. A lot of pipes. Some clamps. Some red lights, some blue lights. Sweet, sweet, sweet. And if anything gets destroyed in this ship, it's this thing. There's a lot of vibration, and that needs to be maintained almost constantly. It's one of the few permanently moving parts. Definitely not good. If you were to design a ship, you would actually need to turn it into, well, change it into something that does not move that much. Because movement destroys things, and if you want one thing that should not happen in space, it's the destruction of the ship. Let's see. Is this a table or a bed? This is a bed. Okay. I mean, I kind of know what's going on down here later. But, it's kind of strange that there's a bed down there. Maybe because those two are taking turns sometimes, who knows? Alright. So, starboard cargo hold, that one is closed. Wait, what do I need in order to unlock that one?
Access to this room is currently restricted.
Of course. Currently restricted, but not explained why. Those are the doors. Oh, you can... Maybe you can really get access to this room. You can get down here, then in the cargo bay. And support cargo. And that's starboard cargo. Port. Starboard. Oh, it's literally the starboard. Like board as in a board made out of wood, like a plank, something that looks like a star. Oh. That makes sense. Alright. Interesting. And of course this is the port side. Always the left side. Sweet. So ports on that. Actually, wait a minute. Which one is forward? Which one is backward? That's a question we can't answer right now. Wait. And this one just goes around. Port cargo hold. No access yet. So, only thing we can do now is go to the combat info center. Anything new, Kelly? No reactions? No nothing. Alright. So, any messages? Not yet. Alright. So, and as usual, we are going to end this fairly long episode, maybe? Who knows? With a little bit of Codex entries and stuff. Oh, and also just check on the journal that we got. Serrice Ice Brandy, this is for the Chakwas, and FBA Couplings, that's for the technicians. Good. Alright. Definitely need to help the people first. So, Codex. What do we got? Okay. Humanity and the Systems Alliance.
A political economic pact for collective colonial security. The Alliance is the central galactic institution of human society. The Alliance gained associate membership to the Citadel Council in 2165 and full membership in 2183, with Ambassador Donald Udina representing humanity. Human political economic relationships vary between combative and lucrative. The Turians, who fought humans during the 2157 First Contact War, have become valuable trade partners, despite residual social hostility. Other relationships are even more complicated. The rapid rise of human political influence on the Council, achieving in decades what others waited or are still waiting centuries to acquire, has galvanized suspicion and resentment against humanity. That negativity is vastly outweighed by the respect and trust humanity earned by saving the Council during the 2183 attack on the Citadel, at the cost of Alliance cruisers Cairo, Cape Town, Emden, Jakarta, Madrid, Seoul, Shenyang, and Warsaw, and their 2,400 crew.
That's a lot of people. Actually did not think of that big of a sacrifice to happen. Definitely didn't look like it. Alright. And ships and techs. This one.
The Systems Alliance UT-47 drop shuttle landing craft holds 12 soldiers in a cramped, uncomfortable cargo bay and 2 more in the cockpit. Officially named the Kodiak, the drop shuttle is better known to Alliance Marines as the Combat Cockroach, due to its appearance and durability. The vehicle's robust environmental sealant technology exposes few vulnerable parts to the elements. First tested in the sulfuric acid clouds and extreme temperatures of Venus, the Kodiak can land in hard vacuum, high pressure, and temperatures from near absolute zero to over 900 degrees Celsius. A true contragravitic vehicle, the Kodiak's substantial Element Zero core allows flight by entirely countering the vehicle's mass. Its small thrusters are for directional control only. So if the mass effect field fails, the vehicle becomes a proverbial 3 million credit coffin. The unarmed shuttle forgoes weaponry space for active masking, electronic countermeasures, and a robust kinetic barrier system, ideal for dropping troops undetected.
Nice. This is the future of vehicles, not the Marco. Alright. Good. Let's see how many more council right. Wait, there are just There are also humans as a council race because they got accepted. Yeah, but we got Asari, Solarians, and the next ones are the Turians actually. Turian Biology. The Turian homeworld Palavan has a metal poor core, generating a weak magnetic field and allowing more solar radiation into the atmosphere. To deal with this, most forms of life on Palavan evolved some form of metallic exoskeleton to protect themselves. Their reflective plate-like skin makes Turians less susceptible to long-term, low-level radiation exposure, but they do not possess any sort of natural armor. A Turian's thick skin does not stop projectiles and direct energy bolts. Although life on Palavan is carbon-based and oxygen-breathing, it is built on dextro amino acids. This places the Turians in a distinct minority on the galactic stage. The Quarians are the only other known sapient dextroprotein race. The food of humans, Asari or Solarians, who evolved in levo amino acid-based biospheres, will at best pass through Turian systems without providing any nutrition, and at worst, it will trigger an allergic reaction that can be fatal if not immediately treated. And I looked into this before because this was a very interesting topic. Dextro and levo, or IEVO actually, just means right or left, and the amino acids have a left-handedness or right-handedness, and dextro meaning right-handed, and in this case the proteins are folding one way, and IEVO means the proteins are folding another way. The proteins themselves are the same, or could be the same, but the direction they fold is different. The difference in folding is what makes them work differently, or like not work together in some cases. And this is why they basically can get the bubble guts from different kind of meals. So, Turian culture. While Turians are individuals with personal desires, their instinct is to equate the self with the group and set aside personal desire for the good of all. Turians are taught to have a strong sense of personal accountability, the Turian honor that other races find so remarkable. Turians are taught to own every decision they make, good or ill. The worst sin they can make in the eyes of their people is to lie about their own actions. Turians who murder will try to get away with it, but if directly questioned, most will confess the crime. Turians have a strong inclination towards public service and self-sacrifice, so they tend to be poor entrepreneurs to compensate. They accepted the mercantile Volos as a client race, offering protection in exchange for their fiscal expertise. The Turian military is the center of their society. It is not just an armed force, it is an all-encompassing public works organization. The military police are also the civic police. The fire brigade serve the civilian population as well as military facilities, and the Corps of Engineers builds and maintains spaceports, schools, water purification plants, and power stations. The merchant marine ensures that all worlds get needed resources. That's actually a very interesting way of how they behave and treat each other. It's a little... all of those aliens have like a very focused but still different way of behaving. Very... like the essence of it is just turned to 11 on those aliens. It's actually very interesting. So, let's see. Turians Government. The Turian Government is a hierarchical meritocracy. While it has great potential for misuse, this is tempered by the civic duty and personal responsibility Turians learn in childhood. Turians have 27 citizenship tiers, beginning with civilians, client races, and children, for example. The initial period of military service is the second tier. Formal citizenship is conferred at the third tier. After boot camp, at the third tier after boot camp. For client races, citizenship is granted after the individual musters out. Higher-ranked citizens are expected to lead and protect subordinates. Low-ranked citizens are expected to obey and support superiors. Promotion to another tier of citizenship is based on the personal assessments of one's superiors and co-rankers. Throughout their lives, Turians sent to higher tiers and are occasionally demoted to lower ones. The stigma associated with demotion lies not on the individual, but on those who promoted them, when he wasn't ready for additional responsibility. This curbs the tendency to promote individuals into positions beyond their capabilities. Setting into a role and rank is not considered stagnation. Turians value knowing one's own limitations more than being ambitious. At the top are the Primarchs, who each rule a colonization cluster. The Primarchs vote on matters of national import. They otherwise maintain a hands-off policy, trusting the citizens on each level below them to do their job competently. Turians enjoy broad freedoms, so long as one completes his duties and does not prevent others from completing theirs. Nothing is forbidden. For example, there are no laws against recreational drug use, but if someone is unable to complete his duty due to drug use, his superiors step in. Judicial proceedings are interventions. Peers express their concern and try to convince the offender to change. If rehabilitation fails, Turians have no qualms about sentencing dangerous individuals to life at hard labors for the state, CERN, and try to convince the offender to change. If rehabilitation fails, Turians have no qualms about sentencing. Wait a minute. They copy and pasted the thing, and the error is still there. You gotta be kidding me. Alright. Turians military doctrine. Although they lack the brutality of the Krogan, the skill of the Asari, and the virtuosity of the humans, the Turian military has formidable discipline. Officers and NCOs are lifers with years of field experience. Enlisted personnel are thoroughly trained and stay calm under fire. Turian units don't break, even if their entire line collapses. They fall back in order, setting ambushes as they go. A popular saying holds, you will only see a Turian's back once he's dead. Boot camp begins on the 15th birthday. Soldiers receive a year of training before being assigned to a field unit. Officers train for even longer. Most serve until the age of 30, at which point they become part of the reserve. Even if they suffer injuries preventing frontline service, most do support work behind the lines. Biotics are uncommon. While admired for their exacting skills, Biotics' motives are not always fully trusted by the common soldier. The Turians prefer to assign their Biotics to specialist teams called Cabals. Command and control is decentralized and flexible. Individual squads can call for artillery and air support. They make extensive use of combat drones for light duties and practice combined arms. Infantry operates with armor, supported by overhead gunships. Strategically, they are methodical and patient and dislike risky operations. Tradition is important. Each legion has a full-time staff of historians who chronicle its battle honors in detail. The oldest have records dating back to the Turian Iron Age. If a legion is destroyed in battle, it is reconstituted rather than replaced. The Turians recruit auxiliary units from conquered or absorbed minor races. Auxiliaries are generally light infantry or armored cavalry units that screen and support the main Turian formations. At the conclusion of their service in the auxiliaries, recruits are granted Turian citizenship. And we got the Turian Religion. Although Turians have a strict moral code, their belief in individual responsibility means the concept of good and evil are simply the individual's choice between egotism and altruism. In any given decision, they have no concept of good deities that encourage noble behavior or evil ones that tempt individuals to misdeeds. Turians believe that groups and areas have spirits that transcend the individual. For example, a military unit would be considered to have a literal spirit that embodies the honor and courage it has displayed. A city spirit reflects the accomplishments and industry of its residents. an ancient tree spirit, reflects the beauty and tranquility of the area it grows with. These spirits are neither good nor evil, nor are they appealed to for intercession. Turians do not believe spirits can affect the world, but spirits can inspire the living. Prayers and rituals allow an individual to converse with the spirit for guidance or inspiration. For example, a Turian who finds his loyalty tested may appeal to the spirit of his unit, hoping to reconnect with the pride and honor of the group. A Turian who wishes to create a work of art may attempt to connect with the spirit of a beautiful location. Turians enjoy absolute freedom of religion and can practice whatever appeals to them, so long as it does not impede anyone's ability to perform their duties. There are many practitioners of the Asari-Siyarist philosophy. Since opening dialogue with the Human System Alliance, some Turians have embraced Confucianism and Zen Buddhism. And the Unification War. At about the time the Salarians and Asari were forming the Council, the Turians were embroiled in a bitter civil war. The Unification War, as it was later named, began with hostilities between the colonists furthest from the Turian homeworld, Palaran. These colonies were run by local chieftains, many of whom had distanced themselves from the hierarchy. Without the galvanizing influence of the government, the colonies became increasingly isolated and xenophobic. Colonists began wearing emblems or facial markings to differentiate themselves from members of other colonies, and open hostilities became common. When war finally broke out, the hierarchy maintained strict diplomacy and refused to get involved. After several years of fighting, less than a dozen factions remained, and the hierarchy finally intervened. By that time, the chieftains were too weak to resist. They were forced to put an end to fighting and renew their allegiance to the hierarchy. Though peace was restored, it took several decades for animosity between colonists to fade completely. To this day, most Turians still wear the facial markings of their home colonies. As a point of interest, the Turian term bareface refers to one who is beguiling or not to be trusted. It is also a slang term for politicians. Almost like a snake, something that winds itself away out of trouble, almost. Something that has no connection, something that cannot be touched or held. Very interesting. So politicians are like water in a way. It just gets your hands wet. Alright, so let's end this episode for now and continue with a little bit of space travel in the next one. Like and subscribe, of course, as usual, and yeah, watch your arms and stuff like that. And ta-ta!